Hello everyone, this is MCon with another episode of Dragon Age Origins. We are still in Denerim, hopefully about to lead to a different part. As you can see, there's still some texture issues. I don't think that shield's supposed to look quite like that, but I think we're able to leave this time. Let's take a look. Yes. Alright, so we've got the Pearl, some back alleys, and a bunch of other places that we can't go, like the Alienage, the Arl of Denerim's estate, Royal Palace, Fort Dracon. So we'll head out to the Pearl first, one of the fancier brothels, they say. See what we can see. Alright. Looks very fancy. Got a bouncer and everything.
Why do they call it a brothel? There's no broth. Or is there?
Very poignant, Alistair. Okay then.
That scamp Kylon sent you that. Glad he hasn't forgotten about us. The mercenaries are right there. If you're here about other things.
Someone needs to put me in your place.
We'll just keep burying in here. Oh my goodness, what are they? Those ruffians. Isabella.
Too good.
Be off with you now, and be glad I only took from you your gold. Fools. Ah, the Grey Warden. And I had heard that all the Ferelden Wardens were killed or exiled from this place. Oh, don't look so surprised. I've seen many of your kind in my journeys, and there is always something odd about you. Huh, strong hands. Could I entice you to leave your order and sign up as one of my crewmen? I could use those strong hands at my helm.
Your fighting skills are quite impressive.
I assume you saw that little drama, and none of these poor brutes has ever proven a match for me. They are too clumsy and predictable. I fight with quickness and wit, rather than with brute force and strength. I call myself a duelist because I honed my skills in duels with warriors I encountered over the years.
Interesting. Would you be able to teach me how to be a duelist?
An unusual request, coming from a fearsome slayer of Darkspawn. I am flattered that you wish to learn from me, sweet thing. It will take you years of practice to achieve true mastery of the style, but I can teach you the basics. I do, however, wish to get to know my potential student better, so we shall call for a drink, and you will honor me with a game.
Interesting. Alright, what game?
Have you ever played Wicked Grace? It is easy to learn, but difficult to master. You must watch your opponent's moves as carefully as your own. Before we start, the cards must be shuffled. Shall I, or would you like to?
I'll go ahead and shuffle the cards.
Good. Go ahead, then.
Alright, I will shuffle.
Are you done yet? 5 cards each to start with, and may the cleverest player win. Is it my turn again?
Try to catch her hand as she's drawing a card.
Please, keep your hands to yourself. Ha! The Angel of Death card. The game is over. We must show our hands. I don't think I've ever seen quite so odd a hand. None of your cards match. I have 3 angels, Fortitude, Truth, and Charity, and the Night of Dawn. I win. Still undefeated after all these years. Will I never meet my match?
I'm pretty sure you only win because you're a cheat.
Now. There's no need for such petty accusations. You are simply an inexperienced player. You will get better with practice.
I've played your game. You're supposed to teach me now.
Not so fast, sweet thing. I'm not sure I know you yet. Come. Another game?
I suppose I could play you again.
Ah, you're a good sport. Another game, then. Before we start, the cards must be shuffled. Shall I, or would you like to?
Go ahead, you can shuffle them this time.
Very well. There. That should be sufficient. 5 cards each to start with, and may the cleverest player win. Ah, A wonderful card for me.
Let's continue playing the game.
We seem to have run out of ale. I shall send my boy to fetch some.
Uh-huh. Hold on a moment. You just drew a card you discarded before.
You mean this card? Your memory is impressive. You have proven yourself quick and resourceful, and I would be honored to pass my skills on to you.
Teach me then.
Come, we will need some space for this.
Cool. I can now be a duelist. And I learned that from Isabella, who, if I'm not mistaken, we get to see again in Dragon Age 2. Although, pretty sure she looks differently there. And she's definitely more pirate-like in the second game. Well, anyways, let's talk to this White Falcon veteran.
Turn around and walk, stranger. This affair is for White Falcons only.
Oh, is that so? Who or what are the White Falcons?
We're the toughest, meanest, and loudest mercenary band from the Free Marches. If you haven't heard of us yet, you will soon. Now get out.
It's time for you to close shop before there's trouble.
Get a load of this guard. You're telling us what to do?
Let's see. Nobles want solid, reliable soldiers, not riffraff.
You have a point there. Man, let's clear out. Don't want to get on Locane's bad side, do we?
Tell Kylon I owe him one.
There we go. That took care of that pretty well. Oh, wait a minute, there's more here. Let's see.
I shall do it.
Not possible to pick.
Shall be done.
Deep mushroom. Okay. About this door. No valuables? That is unspeakable. Simply unspeakable. About
Like
in
a Chantry Templars, whoever, save me. I didn't mean to kill him. Can you make this go away?
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
I could have handled it. Thanks. I think I need to go hide somewhere.
Probably for the best. Ooh, another love letter. There we go. Alright, anything of interest in this room? Nope, nothing else. The griffins will rise again. Huh. I didn't think that would work.
Another Grey Warden supporter.
Uh-oh.
Not just a supporter, Payton. That's a Grey Warden. He's the one Arl Howe is looking for.
Our trap landed a Warden? You've got one chance to surrender.
Surrender? Clearly you haven't heard of the Grey Wardens. Our courage and fortitude precede us. Besides, we were not the ones responsible for the death of the king. Tairn Loghain framed the Grey Wardens.
For what it's worth, I believe you. Not that I particularly care. We're not common guards, Warden. We're Howe's elite. Shavra, Tennant, and Jarvie, let's kill ourselves a Warden.
Uh-oh. Alright, hey, Barry's here with us, although he looks really weird when we do that. Alright, well, I'm going to back out. Alright. Morrigan, why don't you also back up a little? There we go. And I will gladly shoot at you, Kunari Mercenary. And where's the one? Shattering Shot? Yes. It seemed like you could use that. There we go. Keep attacking.
Very well.
Alistair, there you go. Drink up. Of course, Alistair, go down. Faden, how about... Oh, I can't do scatter shot? How about a critical?
Shall be
Nice critical. There we go. Alright, Barry, help me out.
Let us end this!
There. Alright. So there's still... Yeah, he's still over there. I'll just go ahead and attack Shavara. Good. Use our... Shatter. Oh. Never mind. Alistair, how you doing? Cracked skull, huh? Well, I think you live. Alright. Anything else in here? No. Some money? How kind of you. Alright. Payden? Payden's orders. This note from Arl Howe congratulates Payden's creative methods in capturing so many Grey Warden supporters. The Arl says the bounty per head will be increased to reflect Payden's stellar performance. Ouch. Huh. Alright. And last door. Nothing too special here. Okay. Alrighty.
It has begun.
Oh, that's the door we came from. Okay. Who are you?
Yes. What? Is it customary where you're from to give complete strangers questioning looks?
Who are you?
They call me Casimir. I'm first mate on Captain Isabella's ship. More than this, you do not need to know.
Isabella, the woman who got into the fight, huh?
Do you lack the ears and eyes? She did not get into the fight, they brought it to her. Some of them never learn. If Isabella consents to play a game with you, it's an honor. You do not ask for compensation if you lose.
What can you tell me about her?
Isabella commands the crew on the Siren's call. She is a remarkable woman, and as you saw, quite formidable. She calls herself a duelist. But you cannot pay me enough to duel her. I'm not so stupid as those two.
What went on between them, huh?
Did you not see? They wanted money back. Some of them never learn. If Isabella consents to play a game with you, it's an honor. You do not ask for compensation if you lose.
So I've heard. I should be going. Interesting. Alright. Let's head on out.
It shall be done.
How about a dirty back alley? We'll clean up some of these streets. Seems like an awfully weird way to go about finding a dirty back alley. But okay.
I was hoping I'd find you. I heard about the Pearl. I don't know how, but you got them to leave with no fuss at all. The Pearl's workers will...
Nobody gives orders to my men but me. A little lesson in respect is in order.
I see. Don't bother sparing these louts. Things are about to get messy.
Whoa. Things are definitely looking messy, and I can't summon Barry. Well, we'll have to do without him for now. Okay. Go ahead and... you know what? Let's attack you and hit you with our scatter shot.
Enemies approaching.
I want to use that. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay. This guy. We're doing just fine over here. In the back. How about a shattering shot? There we go. Knocked him down. Alright. Oh, and a shell level up. Okay, we'll take care of that guy. Sergeant Kylon was very helpful, although not many of his men survived. Oh, there's another one.
Now you fall, as you say.
Begin the onslaught!
Alright, there we go.
And people actually voluntarily attack you. Are they just stupid? Here's the payment I promised. I might have more work if you're interested. But I'm heading back to the market district. Back alleys are just too dangerous for me.
Good working with you. Alright. That went off well. Aode, Silverite, huh? It's a very nice axe. Cool, cool. Long ago, a soldier from Guarin was returning home after 20 years at war. He had sold his sword for passage to Denerim, and had to make his way through the Brazilian forest with nothing to his name but a single crust of bread. On his way he met an old blind woodcutter sitting on a tree stump. "Here is someone worse off than myself," said the soldier, and he gave the old man his last scrap of bread. The old man blessed him, and gave the soldier his axe in return. The soldier went on his way, and soon night fell. He made his bed in a tree branch, and held the woodcutter's axe at his side to ward against beasts and bandits. When the moon was high, he was awakened by the sound of weeping. "Show yourself!" he shouted, for try as he might, the soldier could not find anyone nearby. "Help me," spoke the tree in which he'd been sleeping. "A mage transformed me into this shape, and I will never be set free. If you had any pity in you, would you cut me down so that my spirit could go to the Maker?" So the soldier took up his axe and struck the tree. The cuts bled like wounds, and soon hot blood covered the axe and burned the soldier's hands. But he held tightly to the axe and felled the tree. The tree shattered when it hit the ground, and from the splinters rose a demon, who bowed to the soldier and vanished into the fade. The soldier was chilled to the bone, and could not sleep. In the morning he found the axe still burned, like the blood of the Sylvan. But despite its heat, he could not get warm again. They say he ended his days in Guarin, cutting wood for his 7 fireplaces, shivering and cursing the spirits. That's awesome. Alright, let's see some other codex entries. Chantry Hierarchy. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry. Although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact 2 divines at any one time. One divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathos. Neither divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. They travel to Val Royeaux when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or, in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a mother is in charge of a particular chantry, revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters from the rank and file of the chantry form the rank and file of the chantry. I swear I can read. And consist of 3 main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succor. Often they are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who are raised into the chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folks who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. Oh, that's a popular brother name. Culture and history. Dragon cults. We have read dragon cults before. Oh, there's more. Politics of Ferelden. To our neighbors, Ferelden seems utterly chaotic. Unlike other monarchies, power does not descend from our throne. Rather, it rises from the support of the freeholders. Each freehold chooses the ban or Arl to whom it pays allegiance. Typically, this choice is based on proximity of the freehold to the lord's castle, as it is worthless to pay for the upkeep of soldiers who will arrive at your land too late to defend it. For the most part, each generation of freeholders casts its lots with the same ban as their fathers did, but things can and do change. No formal oaths are sworn, and it is not unheard of, especially in the prickly central Banorn, for bands to court freeholders away from their neighbors, a practice which inevitably begets feuds that last for ages. Terns arose from amongst the bands, war leaders who, in antiquity, had grown powerful enough to move other bands to swear fealty to them. There were many Terns in the days before King Calenhad, but he succeeded in whittling them down to only two, Gwarin in the south, Hyever in the north. These Terns still hold the oaths of bands and Arls who they may call upon in the event of war or disaster, and similarly, the Terns still hold responsibility for defending those sworn to them. The Arls were established by the Terns, given command of strategic fortresses that could not be overseen by the Terns themselves. Unlike the Terns, the Arls have no bands sworn to them, and are simply somewhat more prestigious bands. The king is, in essence, the most powerful of the Terns. Although Denerim was originally the Ternier of the king, it has since been reduced to an Arling, as the king's domain is now all of Ferelden. But even the king's power must come from the bands. Nowhere is this more evident than during the Landsmeet, an annual council for which all the nobles of Ferelden gather, held for almost 3,000 years except odd interruptions during blights and invasions. The sight of a king asking for, and working to win, the support of lesser men is a source of constant wonder to foreign ambassadors. Cool. Oh, there's more. Rivain. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium, nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Rivain. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun. But resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari War. The Rivaini refused to be parted from their seers, wise women who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits, and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. Alright. Brother Ferdinand Genitivi. Yes, we read about him, so we're good there. Books and Songs. The Legend of Calenhad, Chapter 3. Calenhad's legend tells that Lady Shaina harbored a love for her king that went beyond friendship, a love that she had kept secret out of her sense of duty and honor. When offered a love potion by a witch in disguise, a witch who would later turn out to be the vengeance-seeking sister of Arl Simeon, Lady Shaina gave in to temptation. She used the potion on Calenhad, but Queen Mairin discovered the two of them together that night, and, broken-hearted, fled Denerim to return to her father. She told Mirrodin everything, and he angrily threatened to revoke his support of Calenhad and begin anew the civil war. It is said that Lady Shaina felt remorseful at her manipulation of her best friend's heart and confessed her use of forbidden magic to the court. Although her life was forfeit, Calenhad forgave Lady Shaina for what she had done and refused to have her executed. Mirrodin furiously roused the other Arls against Calenhad and Lady Shaina, and it was not long before Ferelden stood on the brink of civil war once again. Against Calenhad's orders, Lady Shaina went alone to Mairin to plead for peace and plead her case, only to be found out by Mirrodin and slain. Angered but also saddened, Calenhad challenged Mirrodin to an honor duel, a fight neither of them wanted but both knew was necessary, and Mirrodin was slain. The death of the king's greatest ally, an important Arl, was too much for the young kingdom to bear. The other Arls would not back down in their claims against Calenhad. The threat of civil war rose once again. Calenhad went to his wife one last time then, although none knew what he said to her, and then he simply vanished. he left with Meryn a proclamation abdicating his throne in favor of the son his queen carried in her belly, who eventually ascended to the throne as King Waylon I, the king credited with establishing the Denerim dynasty, lasting to this day. Calenhad would never reappear. The legend of Calenhad himself only grew over time, as stories and sightings multiplied, even long after the point when Calenhad could possibly still be alive. Some say he disappeared into the Korcari wilds, or went to live with the dwarves, or even became a monk in a reclusive Chantry order. The Chantry named Calenhad one of the Anointed in 788 Storm. Calenhad's sword, Nematos, was left with Meryn and became a symbol of Ferelden kingship over the next century. Rumors of its magical powers grew, and when it was lost in the ambush that killed King Venedrin in 824 Blessed, it was seen as a great blow to the Denerim line. Several false swords have appeared since that time, but never has the true sword resurfaced. Alright. And notes. Correspondence interruptus. Yes, lots of that. Wow, only 2 people with loot? Oh, here's one.
I shall do it.
Okay. 3 people with loot. Well, I suppose beggars can't be choosers. And it was a good fight that we handily won. Yep, nothing up here. Sadness. Okay, let's find our fast travel. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and save. And this is a great spot to stop at for the moment. So thank you all very much for coming along. We've had no crashes this time, which is very well appreciated, I assure you. So, until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye all.